Military vehicles are not just machines, they are the backbone of strategy, power, and survival on the battlefield. In this video, we will take a closer look on some websites which display the toughest, most innovative, and most fascinating military vehicles ever built. First website we are going to talk about is Military Factory. In order to start visiting and seeing some displayed military vehicles on it, you can just head to Vehicles on this top menu. Now you will be able to access different blogs and different type of vehicles which are military related. For example, we have this distribution and this categorization of top level land system categorization. So you can visit, for example, the military vehicles by country. So each country has its own type of weapons and military vehicles as well. So if we chose this option, for example, you will find classification based on the alphabetic order. So if, for example, we are searching for a country like Egypt, you can click on it, where you will be able to see different vehicles which are related to the army of Egypt. So you can see some statistics like there are total 108 Egypt land systems list, current and former types. If we went down, you will find collections of different military vehicles based on the origin and the date of release. So we have all these vehicles that are used by the Egyptian military. For example, this Ramses II is Egyptian military vehicle. Other types are American and other nationalities, so they don't have to be originated in Egypt, but they are being used by the Egyptian army. We have also Fahd AFV, also generated and manufactured in Egypt. So all these vehicles are used by the Egyptian military. Wow. So we have total 108 as it mentioned in the beginning, ending with the Vickers Medium Mark II, originated in England and started with this BAE-RG, and I'm not sure about this flag, but I think it's an African country flag. I'm not sure, to be honest. So if you're interested in any type of these vehicles like this Ramses II, for example, you can click on it, where you will find more details about it. For example, the origin, the country of origin, and the release date. Now you will be able to see images and text and a blog about this vehicle, all the details about it, like for example, the main gun of the Rift of the vehicle. You can also see its design, its weight, its height, its dimensions. So you can basically find all the details about this vehicle, which makes Military Factory really impressive. And now you can also see these charts that are very attractive and that will show you some important highlights about the vehicle, like for example the road speed, the range. You can also see details about the structure, how many person it can carry, its dimensions, and so on and so forth. And you can also see some details about the ammunition. And here is the operator, which is Egypt. Total production, it also gives you the total production units. So Egypt has 425 units as a total production of this vehicle, which is Ramses II. I think this is its prototype, and that's it for this vehicle. So you can repeat the same exact thing with any vehicle and any other country. So for example, if you want to do the same exact thing with Fahd, you can click on it and you will also find the same exact information, the images, the brief, the blog part. you will be able to see like this power and performance insights, the dimensions, how many person it can carry, the weight, and all the same data. So you can find any vehicle based on this criteria. And now let's go back 2 steps back. You can do the same exact thing with any other country. So for example, if I'm interested in the vehicles used by the United States, since it's one of the largest countries and one of the most powerful countries in the world, I can choose USA, for example. And now we will be able to find, wow, 267 different vehicles being used by the United States, which is almost more than double the vehicles used in Egypt. You can also see that the first one is originated in United States, which is Textron Systems, Repso M5. Even its name is fantastic, and its release date is very new. It's 2025, so it's one of the most recent vehicles that have been released in the army. And the last one is Verbruggen 3-pounder, which is 1760 year originated, which is very, very old. It's like from 4 centuries away. Wow, you can also see that there are some things which are considered to be monumental more than being used in wars. These things are like monumental more than useful to the United States. You can even see that some images are even in black and white. So if I'm interested to see more information about this Textron Systems Repso M5, I can click on it, and I will also find the details about it. Of course, it looks fascinating. It's very, very attractively looking, and you can see all the details about it, the insights, its speed, how many person. Wow, 0 unmanned crew, which means that it's like self-driving vehicles, so it doesn't need any person to drive it, but it can drive its own, which is very effective in wars because you are not sacrificing any human being. It's just a vehicle and it fights on its own. This is magnificent, actually. So you can also see the dimensions, the weight. It's very heavy. You can see all the details related. Total production is only 5 units, so we can guess that it's very rare and it's still like a prototype. It's not the final product, because if it was, the mass order was going to be more than 5 units, which is very low number. Perfect. Now going back to the original distribution. By the way, feel free to check any country. Before moving to another topic, I have this curiosity of seeing what Russia offers, since both America and Russia are considered as the 2 strongest countries when it comes to war. So I'm going to head to the R and choose Russia. I'm not sure what is Russia and Russia 1. There are 2 Russia, so let's visit both. We can see that the top vehicle is ATARF marker, which is 2022 released, and it's Russian vehicle. It seems attractive as well. This is the blog. It's only 5 meters per hour. It's slow. It's unmanned as well, and only 5 units as well. Okay, so this is the first or the most released vehicle in Russia. Checking Russia 1. There is Russia I or Russia 1, which is Imperial Russia Land System list. Only 14 Imperial Russia Land System list. So visiting them, You can see that the first one is tank MKV, which is England released, and they are so old. All of them are old, so I guess it's something which is more monumental related. This is not like the page of the vehicles that are used by Russia. So I think it's Russia, not Russia 1, which contains the actually used vehicles when it comes to war. Now going back to another classification rather than this by country, you can see other classifications, like for example Modern Armies 2025. You can see the most recent used vehicles from this option. So still it's distributed or classified based on the country. So let's visit another country that we didn't visit before. Let's, for example, check the Turkish land forces. Here you can see that the first one is BMC Altug, I think, which is Turkish released, and it's 2022. I think there is no much difference between this and what we visited before. It's still classified by country, and it gives you like the total number of vehicles and classified based on the release date and based on the origin. So there is not much difference from the window that we visited before. So going back, we can also see that we have here manufacturers directory, complete list of armored vehicle manufacturers of the world. If I visited this, you can see that it's also classified alphabetically. So if I clicked on A, you, instead of visiting the countries, you are now going to visit the manufacturers themselves. So I'm not aware of much of these vendors or these manufacturers. Maybe Austin Motor Company, the English Austin Motor Company. If I clicked on it, I will be able to see all the vehicles that are originated from this manufacturer. Like these ones, for example, you can see that it's like old manufacturers, like 1919, and all are in black and white. So they are all like monumental vehicles and not of interest in the current age. So if you are interested in a specific manufacturer, you can go ahead. I think this is the fascist symbol for Hitler, which means that this one is a fascist company, and it's like an old company from the World War I. Yeah, these names are like German names. Yeah, again. So you can see all the type of manufacturers at all the times from this window, and you just need to click on it so that you can see all the vehicles that they originated and the year of release. Okay, going back again to the home page, you can see that there are modern tanks, not just modern armies, and it's not that different. You will find the same exact thing with the difference in vehicles. Next is the armor by type. If I visited this one, you can see that it's distributed and classified based on the type of the vehicle itself. So for example, let's pick one of these. Wow, this MLRSS seems destructive. So if I visited this type, you can see now, wow, it's fascist, I think, as well. They are all old versions, but it has some new versions like this Tornado 9A52-4. This is, I think, the most recent one. All the others are from 19. Oh, this one is newer, and this one is still will be released in the future. So we have here this KN 09 MLRS, which is considered a new vehicle from this genre. If I visited it, you can see how it looks like, and you can also again see all the details, its speed, the number of crew in this vehicle, and all the information. And we have 500 different units, and it's being produced by North Korea. Going back to the home page, you can also check vehicles based on the decade. So instead of searching by name or searching by manufacturer or by country, you can search on them based on the release date. And this is one of the ways through which you can check the oldest or the newest types of vehicles. So they are distributed and they are classified by decades. So if you want the most recent, you can head to 2020 to 2029, and from here you can again visit different vehicles produced by different countries. The lead is Armored Multi-Purpose Vehicle, AMPV, which is originated by England, and we have about like 50 different vehicles have been produced from 2020 to since we are now 2025, which means 5 years. So 50 vehicles in 5 years, which means that an average of 10 vehicles are produced yearly based on this statistic. So again, if you are interested on any type, click on it, where you will be able to find images, the description, 40 meter per hour, 2 crew and dimensions, weight, and the number of units is 130 units, originated by the United States. Again, you can search on vehicles based on the armor by conflict, which means that these vehicles are being classified based on different wars at which these vehicles have participated in. So if I chose this, you will find like the historical wars that happened in the past, and the vehicles that were used in these wars. So we have Civil War Artillery, which is 1861. It was very old. We have Angolan Push War. We have Arab-Israeli War. We have Battle of Kursk, we have Battle of the Bulge, we have Ben Het Camp, Cold War, Falkland War, Gulf War. Wow, these are so many wars that happened. Okay, and here is World War I, the famous World War II, Vietnam War. Wow. Okay, so if for example I visited Arab-Israeli War in 1948, you can see the different type of vehicles that participated in this war and the origination of each one. So we can see that England had the first two vehicles, the cruiser tank MKVI Crusader A15 and the cruiser tank MK8, I think, Cromwell A27M. Also, the United States, France have vehicles participated in this conflict. Next classification is based on compare vehicles. I will leave this to the end, and complete list. If I clicked on complete list, you will be able to see all the vehicles, no matter what is the year of release, what is the originating country, what is the conflict participated in. So now we don't have any filters applied. We can see all the collection, and the collection is composed of 1,263 different vehicles. Wow, too many vehicles, to be honest. Now going back to the compare vehicles section, you can choose two vehicles and compare between them. So for example, let's go back and choose based on one of the selections before. Let's for example choose armor by conflict, this one, or maybe let's choose modern armies, so that we can compare two most recent vehicles by two different countries and see which one is better. Let's for example pick the United States and Russia, the two strongest countries when it comes to army. So here we have this one is the top, but it's England originated. I want something from the United States, and in the past decade. This one, for example, GM Defense Infantry Squad Vehicle. I'm going to record this to be used later. Then I'm going to Russia. I can't find Russia, I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to head back to countries themselves and repeat the same search by country. There are too many ads on this website, which is annoying, to be honest. Okay, again I'm going to head to United States to make sure that I chose the right vehicle, and I'm going to choose, wow, this is still like a future vehicle, and I can't really see how it looks like from this image, but it's, oh, I think this one is not a vehicle, they are airplanes. I think I went to aviation and aerospace by mistake, but it contains so many beautiful so many beautiful planes as well. So we will explore this when we are done with the vehicles. Let's go back to vehicles and choose by country, then choose the United States. Okay, now this is more honest. We have the Textron Systems Ripso M5. I'm going to record this. Then I'm going to head back to Russia and check their latest vehicle. So their latest vehicle is ATARF marker 2022 originated. And now I'm going to compare between both. So I'm going to choose compare vehicles. Then I'm going to choose the two vehicles that I have recorded. So I'm going to search for first Textron. It's supposed to be in the T letter. Textron Systems Ripso M5, this was the first one I chose. The second one is going to be ATARF marker. ATARF marker, here it is. Now I'm going to click on compare to see which one is better. You can always go back and compare. Okay, these are the subjects. I think I clicked on something by mistake. I'm going to head back one step and click on compare again, and now we have the subjects here: Textron Ripso M5, which is the American vehicle, and ATARF marker, which is the Russian vehicle, and both of them are unmanned, by the way. The origin is United States and Russia. Year 2025, which means that it's 3 years more recent. The crew in both is 0. The production here 5 units and here is 5 units, so they are the same. The installed power here is 1 diesel electric hybrid powertrain, while here is internal system driving conventional track and wheel arrangement. The performance, the speed here is higher by 40 meter per hour. The range, they both have the same range. The armament variable Here mission set includes anti-craft and anti-tank automatic cannon. Impressive. And this one is machine gun and guided missiles. Going further, if I click on view entry, it will open all the details about the vehicle. So from this quick comparison, I think that the Textron Repsol M5 Lite will win, which means that the most recent vehicle in America is stronger than the most recent vehicle in Russia. Now if we just took a quick look on the aviation and aerospace, but I just need first to make sure that I have looked at all the components in the vehicle. So we have here of interest like other topics like 19th century artillery. So if you're interested in like monumental weapons and vehicles, you can click on this and check the monumental vehicles and how they look like. So we have all these types that you can visit and see how they work, so that you can check how much the weapons and the vehicles have developed from the previous century or the previous 2 centuries. We also have like MPTs ranked by speed, so you can click on this to see which are the fastest vehicles that are on the market. So we have 85 top military vehicles. The first one, I think this is Germany, is the Panther, and it's, as the name implies, it's a Panther. It's the fastest one worldwide, and it has like 15 meter per hour difference from the second rank, which is magnificent. So Germany has the fastest vehicles when it comes to army vehicles. Now we can also visit the rank based on the weight, and I think the more the weight is, the tougher the vehicle is. So we have also 85 ranking. The toughest and the most weighted vehicle is from England, Challenger 3 CR3. But to be honest, it's still not released. It's 2027. So if we are going to search for something that have been released, we will go with Turkey Autocar Altay, and it's from 2023. This is currently the heaviest vehicle, but Challenger is not released yet. I want to make sure that the German vehicle was also released. No, it's not released yet. It's 2027. So if you are talking about the currently released vehicles, we will have 3 at the same spot. One by, I think this is Maghreb, which is Morocco, and the second and the third one are Russian. These are Russian. So we have Type 99, Object 148, and Universal Compact Platform, Armata, the 3 of them. So Morocco and Russia have the currently released the fastest vehicles worldwide, but Panther is still not released. So we have also like modern US systems. If you are interested particularly in the US systems, we have ISIS weapons, and we have top 10 compact tanks. This is attractive. I have to check this out. So we have the best tank when it comes to compact worldwide will go to England. Wow. And it's even 100, it's even 1927. It's not like most recently manufactured or something. It's an old vehicle. And we have like the first 4 spots belongs to England, which means that England will literally destroy any country that may face it. The 5th is for the United States, 6 is Israel, 7 is France, 8 is fascist, which is German, I think. 9 and 10 I'm not quite sure about this about this flag, so we can click on it to find more information. And which country? Soviet Union, which I think Russia. Russia is the Soviet Union before it breaks down, so it's Russian, I think. Going back again, you can also check the X tanks and prototypes for future tanks that are not released yet, and you can visit based on the country from here. Now let's take a very quick look on aviation and aerospace, because I liked some planes that I saw. I just want to find like the best one or two. So we are going to visit top fighter programs, or let's see. They have aircraft anatomy in case you're interested to know the structure of the aircraft, which makes it even more impressive. These are special interest type of aircrafts that you can visit. You can see future flights to know where is the future going to be. So in the future flights you can see that there are some magnificent planes that are to be released and not released so far. So it contains literally all the details about aircraft. So if I'm going to, for example, explore one of them, I'm going to choose top fighter programs to know which country has the strongest fighter program. We saw the vehicles, the strongest program, the strongest compact tanks belonged to England. Now let's check the airplanes. United States. Actually, it was predictable. So basically, England has the most powerful tanks and vehicles, while United States have the most powerful aircrafts. If you want to check more details, you can click on it on any vehicle, like this one, Boeing F-15EX Eagle II, which is considered as the most powerful aircraft so far. You can see these scales for firepower, for performance, survivability, versatility, and impact, and you can see that it has the highest grade in firepower, performance, and survivability, which is magnificent, to be honest. You can see all the details in here, and you can also see some insights about its speed, about the mileage, about the city to city ranges. And you can also see the structure here. It's only one manned because it's like an army aircraft. You can see its dimensions, you can see its range and speed and all. You can also see the hardpoint key here, and you can see the operators who are using this aircraft. So it's originated by America, but it's used by 3 countries. It's used by Egypt, by Qatar, and by United States, which means that actually these 3 countries have the most powerful aircrafts. So if there is any kind of war between 2 countries, these 3 countries will be more advanced when it comes to air war. You can also see these charts that includes like maximum alt visualization, relative max speed. You can see these charts, and you can see like some photographs to the airplane itself, and you can visit the other types the same way. You can also visit the categorization based on one of these different categorizations. Since I don't want to waste too much time on aviation and aerospace, since this episode is made specifically for vehicles, I just wanted to show you like one or two types of planes so that we can move to the next topic. So this is basically a quick overview on military factory. Now I'm going to visit another website which we will check together so that we can see which one we liked the most and which one was easier to navigate. The second website which we are going to talk about is called armedforces.eu, and it's really magnificent when it comes to illustrations and graphs. So we have here on the top there are four options: the countries, the rankings, the equipment, and compare, and we will explore each one on its own. So starting with the countries, you can click on it so that you can see all the countries in which contains or have data on armedforces.eu. So all these black countries doesn't have any data, while these ones colored in green have data on armedforces.eu. So we explored in the previous site, we explored the United States. Here we explored Egypt. We also explored Turkey. I think it's somewhere in here, but I'm here it is, Turkey. And we also explored Russia. I think it's on top of Europe, somewhere in here. I am bad in geography. Here it is. It's in Asia, I think, or in Europe and Asia. So we are going to explore any one of these. For example, let's explore the United States. The United States, not Canada. By the way, if you don't know the locations of the countries, you can always go to the search country by name, or you can pick it up from its flag or this alphabetical order. So I'm going to choose the United States for a beginning, and now you can see the population of the country, which is a huge population. The military budget, wow, this may be a budget for a whole continent. And here we can see the active personnel and the nuclear weapons. So these statistics are pretty huge. So I'm going to check the rest of the data, then I may compare these statistics between the United States and other countries like Russia and maybe the United Kingdom, because these three countries are supposed to be the three top countries in the army field. So here we have some basic informations like the capital, the area, the population, some data that is not related to any army data or any vehicle data. So here you can also see that there are so many religions in America, or the United States of America. You can also see the military branches, the services. And here you can see the military budget, the percent of GDP. You can also see the manpower, the land forces. So basically the United States have 5k plus 5k tanks and plus 38,000 AFV, and you can also see the artillery and the self-propelled guns, the rocket artillery. You can also see the types of tanks that the United States use. So you can see that its top number is M1A1/A2. This is the top number of tanks, or the majority of tanks that the United States use. You can click on it so that you can access more data like the picture, the description, specifications. So you can see the speed, it's pretty fast. You can see the weight, the dimensions. You can also see in which countries does this tank operate. So it operates in Egypt, it operates in the United States and some other countries. And you can see more images, videos of the tank. So let's go back to the previous page. You can also do the same for air forces. You can see the total aircraft, and you can see the fight aircraft types. The top aircraft is F-22, and you can do the same to any of these items by just clicking on the drop down menu, and you will find more data. Next is the Navy. You can see as well the number of navy or naval force, and you can see the type. The top is Nemesis, and you can see the destroyers and submarines and so on and so forth. So going back, let's like compare between the statistics of the United States and the United Kingdom. So we got the military budget, we got the nuclear weapons, and we can also see the number of land forces here. So by going to United Kingdom, for example, I don't know where it is exactly, so I'm going to pick it up from here. You can see that the budget is less, and the tanks of course are less, the AFV are less. Going to Russia, you can see that the Russian budget is more than the United Kingdom, but still less than the USA, and its tanks are even more. It has more tanks and AFV than the United States. It's almost like double, I think, if I remember the number correctly. Yeah, it's like double the number. No, I think the AFV is more in United States, but the tanks are less. Yes, exactly. The AAV are way less than, but the tanks are more, and you can see that the total military budget is more in the case of the United States, which makes it the top country which has the highest military budget. So in case you just don't want to pick each country and see its statistics, you can always head to rankings so that you can see which countries have the more of a specific parameter. So I'm going to click on rankings, where you will be able to see rankings with respect to finance, manpower, land forces, air forces, and navy. Since we are interested more in vehicles, so I'm going to head to land forces, and I'm going to see which countries are the top in tanks, AFV, artillery, self-propelled artillery, and rocket artillery. So I'm going to visit tanks first. And from the colors, you can always see that the darker color is regarded as the highest number, while the lighter color is considered as the lowest. So for example, here we have Russia, we have the United States. These ones are colored in dark color, which means that they have plenty many tanks, while countries like Canada, like Australia, doesn't have much. So you can also see this pie chart instead of this colored map, so that you can see the percentages. So the highest percentage is 17.9%, which is other, while the second is 10.9, which is, let's see the legend, Russia. And you can, if you have a confusion between different colors, you can just stop on the color and it will show you the name. So Russia has the highest number of tanks. Now let's search for artilleries or AFV first, and you can see from the pie chart, there is no pie chart, no, there is a pie chart. We can see that the USA is now the highest percentage, because I believe that this 31.2 is others, so the USA is the highest AFV. And now let's see the artillery. And you can see that Russia is still the highest. So it's basically a competition between both the USA and Russia, as it always have been. So self-propelled artillery, North Korea is the highest. Nice. And finally, rocket artillery, the highest is also North Korea. So basically the top three countries when it comes to vehicles are United States, then Russia, then North Korea. you can also do the same with respect to finances, manpower, air forces, and navy. Now heading to equipment, you can always also check the equipment with respect to land forces, air forces, and navy. Since I'm interested more in vehicles, I'm going to head to land forces, and you can choose one of these. So I'm going to start with tanks, for example, where you will be able to access all type of tanks from their index. There are some tanks that are from Pakistan or China, and you can see their name, their origin, their type, and let's just pick this Arjun from India. If you clicked on it, you will be able to access more details like the image, the origin, the type, the produced year, the caliper. You can also check the description, specifications from here, the dimensions. The operators, only India uses this tank, and you can check videos, but there is no videos for this specific one. So you can do the same exact thing for the rest of tanks. You can just navigate, and when you like something, you can head and choose it. There are 4 different pages in there. And now the final part, which is compare. In compare, you can also compare between countries with respect to armed forces, land forces, air forces, and navy. And again, I'm going to check the land forces. So let us maybe check tanks first, then armored fighting vehicles, and it will be sufficient. I will not check the other 2. So I'm going to choose tanks, and now you need to compare between 2 countries. So I'm going to compare between United States and Russia, since they are the top 2. United States have 3 different types, so I'm going to first start comparing between the 3 types of the United States and pick the best one. Then I'm going to compare the best one from the United States with the best one from Russia, so that I can get the strongest tank between these 2 countries. So first I'm going to choose M1 Abrams and M2 Abrams, or M48 Patton, then click on compare, and now you can see that the comparison will show you the images of both, the type, the origin, the produced year, the unit cost. Here we don't have a unit cost, and the description, you can click on it, on description and operators, to check more data of this specific option. And you can see also some specifications like the engine, the speed. So you can see that the M1 Abrams is faster, its weight is higher, it can carry the same crew, and in this caliber you can see that Abrams is 120, while M48 Patton is 125. You can also see the dimensions, so that you can compare between them, as in this part chart. You can see that the Abrams is longer, the same width, and shorter. And you can see images for both. So I'm going to pick M1 Abrams since it has full description, while Patton doesn't have unit cost. So I'm going to choose the second type, which is M60 Patton, and compare between them. So again, M60 Patton doesn't have a unit price, so I'm going to use M1 Abrams. Now I'm going to compare between the Russian tanks. So we have many tanks in here. So let's pick the first 2, PT-76 and T-14 Armata, and compare. So basically the T-14 has the full description, the unit cost. So I'm going to eliminate any tank that doesn't have full description, like the cost, for example. Let's check the T-54, 55. It still doesn't have a unit cost. T-72. Okay, both have a cost, so I'm going to compare between them fast. So the Armata is more recent, which is a positive point. It's cheap, it's more expensive, when it comes to speed, the Armada is still faster, it's heavier, the caliber is almost the same, it's bigger, even bigger. These are the images. The Armada looks neater and more advanced, so I'm going to keep the T14 Armada and change the T72, so we still have two types. The T80, still the Armada is still more recent, it's faster, it's heavier, it's even bigger, so I'm going to choose the final type, which is the T90, and make the final comparison before comparing between this tank with the chosen tank from the United States. So here we have the Armada is more recent. It's higher horsepower, it's faster, it's heavier, and also bigger. So I'm going to keep the T14 Armada and compare it with the United States, the M1 Abrams. Now let's see which one is better. So here we can see that the Armada is more recent, it's cheaper, it's faster, it's not heavier, the caliper in Armada is higher, the size is bigger. So basically both of them have some advantages and disadvantages than the other, so we will need to check the description of both. Let's first visit the Abrams and check more data about it. So it carry 4 crew. The operators are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different operators. Now let's visit the Armada. So here we have like only one operator. So I think that the Abram is better because well, it's used by more operators, which means that it's more useful and handy. It's also heavier, making it more strong, and both of them and also the Abrams carry a larger number of crew than the Armada. So I think that maybe the tanks of the United States are of higher quality than that of the Russian tanks. We can also do the same thing, but with armored fighting vehicles, and again I will compare between both countries. So let's just check the United States. Oh, it has so many options. Cadillac Gauge Commando and Cougar. So here are the two images. So we can see that the Cougar is more recent and it has unit cost, while Cadillac Gauge Commando doesn't have a unit cost. Speed is higher in the Cougar. It's even heavier, so I think this one is better. I'm going to change the Cadillac with the International Max Pro. Its name is like a mobile phone or something. So we have here the International Max Pro is more recent. Its speed is not written. Its weight is lighter than the Cougar, so I'm going to keep the Cougar, and I'm going to change this one into the M113 and compare between them. So I think the M113 has more versions produced. It has been produced from 1960 to 2007, which means that it's a successful version of armored armored vehicles. We have the speed here in the Cougar is higher, the weight is lower, the weight is higher in here, so I'm going to keep with Cougar, and I'm going to move to M2 Bradley. So the Cougar is more recent, it's lighter, and but it's faster. It also carry less number of passengers, so I think from this description that they are like, it's very difficult to compare between them, because the Cougar is more recent and faster, but the M2 Bradley is stronger and carries more passengers. So let's compare between them. Let's see the operators of both. So I'm going to choose the operator in here and there in new tabs to check which one is more demanded by different countries. So the M2 Bradley is only used in USA and Saudi Arabia, while the Cougar is used in many countries, actually. In Azerbaijan, I don't know what is this country, Canada, Georgia, Hungary, Iraq, Italy, Jordan. Wow, this is so many countries that use the Cougar. So I'm going to keep the Cougar and change the M2 Bradley. So let's pick M3 Bradley, and we can see that it doesn't have like a production date, which means that it may be not yet displayed into market. So I'm going to change into Oshkosh M80V, I think, and compare between them to get the final vehicle. So here we have both of them. This vehicle is more recent, and with respect to speed, they have the same speed. The Cougar is heavier and it carries almost the same number of crew, since this is 4 plus and this is only 5, which means that most probably they are the same. So let's see the operators and make up our mind. So the Oshkosh have like 5 operators. Still the Cougar has more operators, so I'm going to choose the Cougar, and I'm going to check the Russian armored vehicles. So Russia has like 5 PMP 1 and PMP 2. Then compare, and here we have both of them are very old versions. They have the same speed. The MB2 has higher weight and almost the same number of passengers, so I think they are very close together to each other. But since the PMB2 is stronger, I'm going to keep up with it. Then PMB3, it's more recent, it's faster, it's heavier, it carries the same number of passengers, so I'm going to keep with PMP3. And now let's search for one more. We have PTR 80 and Kamaz Typhoon. So they are both at a close production date. The BTR 80 is faster but not heavier. So since the BMB3 is more recent, I'm going to keep it. And now let's see the final one, which is the Kamaz Typhoon. Compare between them. The Kamaz Typhoon is very recent it's faster, it's heavier. Wow, this is amazing. The Kamaz Typhoon is going to represent Russia. So now I'm going to return back to America, and I'm going to choose the Cougar, and I think the Kamaz Typhoon is going to win this fight. And look at the difference in shape. Of course the Kamaz Typhoon is going to win this. It's more recent, it has the same speed, it's heavier, and it carry way more passengers. So basically, by this comparison, I can say that with armedforces.eu data, it's clear that United States have better tanks, while Russia has better armored fighting vehicles. And if you want, like, not to compare one country by the other, you have this option, which is top comparison. You can click on it, where you will be able to access comparison between military power of both countries together. So here you can see a description, you can see the budget. United States have better budget, while Russia has better percent of GDP. The manpower is higher in the United States, the reserve personnel is higher in Russia, the available for military is higher in United States, the tanks are more in Russia, the armored fighting vehicles are more in United States, although the quality is the opposite. The total artillery is higher in Russia, self-propelled artillery higher in Russia, and rocket artillery are higher in Russia. Total aircraft is better in United States, fighter is better in Russia, multi-role. Wow, this is very close. They are both very strong, and they are both very competitive actually. So as you can see that one thing is better in United States and the other is better in Russia. It's very minor difference or a very minor gap in power between both. So feel free to use both websites and tell us in the comment section down below which one you like the best. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can see more content out of it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in more tutorials. Until then, take care and goodbye.